Laura Baker, part of the Wyoming CAN Committee and board president for the Cyber Wyoming Alliance. Today, for the Cyber in a Box Library program, we're going to talk about lizard brain and why this puts you at a disadvantage online. This is the first of a three-part series dedicated to the new field of cyberpsychology. Cyberpsychology can be defined as the human traits that everyone has that put us at risk for being scammed online. These are just some of the organizations on the Wyoming CAN Committee that bring you Cyber in a Box program. First, so what is lizard brain? Lizard brain is the buildup of cognitive biases that can cause us to misinterpret information. What is a cognitive bias? It's the way you interpret your world based on your own set of beliefs and experience. So when you're hit with a new situation, your brain automatically looks for old experiences and events that could help you interpret it. Lizard brain has been blamed for bad responses to conflict, writer's block, the inability to make changes in your life, and being a bad investor. As I just said, when you are hit with a new situation, your brain automatically looks for old experiences and events that could help you interpret it. So think about this for email. Email is old hat for most of us. We use the communications tool every day. But where lizard brain can cause you to be at risk is if you are misinterpreting the information in the email or zipping through your emails, making snap judgments. Criminals have learned how to take advantage of your immediate reactions, your lizard brain. They want us to react, not think. And they use a lot of psychological tools designed to keep us in lizard brain mode. So let's talk about those psychological tools. Factor number one, loss aversion. If you're still kicking yourself for not holding on to that classic car or house whose value went way up after you sold it, then you're probably prone to the loss aversion tactic that hackers use. Hackers say you're going to lose access to something or just lose something in general to get you to act. They usually use this tactic to get your user credentials, but they also may call you to say that there's a warrant out for your arrest because you didn't pay a ticket and you need to go to jail if you don't pay the fines now. This plays on the potential loss of freedom, which we are all adverse to. Psychological factor number two, authority bias. We tend to trust those with official sounding titles. So hackers will often send an email from a fake person like Officer John Smith or Agent John Smith. They may also impersonate someone you know, like your boss or a friend, which gives them more legitimacy. One of the scams we've seen in Wyoming is a lot is the boss is at a conference and the hacker knows it because it's posted on the company Facebook page. The hacker will then contact the employees at the office impersonating the boss, asking for gift cards for the conference. Psychological factor number three, urgency bias. If your college-age child emails you asking for help because they're going to get kicked out of the university because their bank payment was denied, then you're going to hop on that situation. That is urgency bias. Hackers will make up situations with a sense of urgency to get you to react instead of think. The typical grandparent scam is another example of this. Often hackers will watch social media and see when a grandkid is going to be out of the country. Then they'll call the grandparent with an urgent situation and ask them to please send money. Psychological factor number four, the halo effect. Think of a brand you really like and why you like it. You have positive feelings associated with that brand. You've bought products from that company. You have an existing relationship as a customer with that company. So now the hackers take advantage of that. There was a scam email going around the nation that invoked the Sam's Club brand and asked you to take a survey to get a gift card to Sam's Club. That is an example of how hackers take advantage of the halo effect. We like Sam's Clubs. We have a relationship with Sam's Club. So they steal the brand, pop it in an email, and make up a story that may make us click. Psychological factor number five, present bias. As humans, we like instant gratification. How many times have you shut down your browser tab because a website's taking too long to load? That's an example of present bias. Hackers take advantage of this through winning surveys and cash rewards. This screen print is from a Wyomingite that actually reported this scam, taking advantage of present bias. Psychological factor number 6, availability bias. We make decisions every day based on information available to us. We use this information to evaluate new situations. When hackers create a new situation, it throws us off. Instead of impersonating large brand names like Amazon, which we may expect, hackers may switch to a local charity, which we won't expect. For instance, we haven't ever seen the email scams surrounding this known charitable organization, which is just down the street from us. So we are more likely to give money to the hacker's cause instead of the real cause. And the last psychological factor, illusion of unique invulnerability. It's also called optimism bias. This is when you tell yourself, sure, these things happen, but it won't happen to me. But by being in denial that it possibly could happen to you, it is more likely that you won't change your mindset to protect yourself. And I have bad news for you white males over 40. You need to pay attention to this one. According to researchers, you are more at risk for this bias. So what's the solution? First, slow down when you're reading emails. Give yourself permission to do that. Look at these 7 biases and see which ones really apply to you. Don't be in denial. This has happened to lots of people that are smart, productive, and conscientious, and it can happen to any of us. And institute a few protective measures around yourself. If the authority, urgency, loss aversion, and halo effect all exist, it is probably a scam. So institute a rule to always verify the offer from an outside, unrelated source. To combat the grandparent scam and protect your family, create a family password. That way, if you get a call that your kid's in trouble, you can say, what's the password? If the scammer doesn't know, then you can be assured that the urgent issue isn't real. Train yourself not to trust branding in emails. And remember that if the offer is too good to be true, it usually is. Use these tools to activate your thinking brain and kick out the lizard. For more about lizard brain, check out these resources. And here are some other resources about authority bias and the grandparent scam. And don't forget to check out the other videos in Wyoming Cyber in a Box library program. Thank you for your time.